Hey guys, welcome to another My Team video here on the Chesnoy Gaming channel after the last Grand Prix at Hungary, where we got driver of the day, to be fair. Qualified poorly, but had a good race, gained 7 positions and very nearly gained 9. Only slightly behind Giovinazzi and Esteban Ocon, finishing in 12th as we came in 14th. Here in Belgium, it's going to be a wet quali and then mixed conditions in the race. But to be fair, a wet start to quali, which might allow us the opportunity to get through to Q2. And then the race is going to be the other way around. It's going to start dry, then the rain is going to come. So mixed conditions for Belgium. We are level with Pierre Gasly in the rivalry, and this is the last race to try and win this rivalry. So I absolutely must finish ahead of Pierre Gasly in the race and try our absolute best to qualify ahead of Pierre Gasly too. Although the car is still poor, still on paper the second worst car on the grid. Our aero is decent. Our aero is better than 4 other teams. Our chassis isn't that good, although we're looking to get some massive improvements there in the not too distant future. Our durability is poor, but that's not been an issue for us this season. And our powertrain is poor too, but we are going to look to change the Renault engine for a Mercedes one next season. And it is the engine power that I want to do next with my next upgrade, to be fair. So that's what we're going to look to do next. This is more of a power circuit, and of course, coming up soon, we have more power circuits in the space of Italy. Russia, you need a lot of power there because it's a big long straight. Mexico, you need a lot of power there because there's a big long straight. So we are going to need to get the engine improvements. We are going to be running some worn parts in practice, back then to the fresher parts for quali and the race. And again, still very much level in the midfield with a number of other sides. AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, McLaren, Renault, Haas and ourselves, although we are slightly further behind than perhaps I'd like us to be. But we'll see what we can do with strategy. The weather is going to change things up. We'll see what we can do in qualifying and with the setup as well. I'm going to try and find a setup and ask the guys in chat if they have a setup or know of anyone that's put a video out with a setup for Spa, so that I can perhaps try and get a little bit more out of the car. But for now, I'm going to leave it here for the intro on the YouTube channel. Do drop the video a like if you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitch to watch these live, of course. And of course, the FIFA content is coming to you fairly regularly still as well. It will be back daily once I'm back from holiday on the 10th or 11th of August. But for now, I'm going to jump into practice, and then I'll see you heading into qualifying. I'm happy enough with that. We couldn't quite get the P1 in session, which is a shame. So we will miss out on a few £100,000 from our sponsor there, but it's not to worry. We'll get it more often than not. We end up 5th. A full second behind Valtteri. I definitely wasn't going to be able to get that. Absolutely was not going to be able to get that. We are running a setup that we've taken from a YouTube video as well to try and make us quicker still, as we did at Silverstone and in Hungary as well. It worked there, so hopefully it can work for us here as well. I'm going to go and swap out these parts now, and then we'll jump into qualifying and hopefully get ourselves a decent... Wow, it expects me to still qualify P21, so we'll wait and see. But hopefully we can finish higher than P21. It is going to be raining in the first part of quali as well, so that's going to completely throw things into the air. So we'll just... That felt like a scrappy lap. Felt like a really scrappy lap. But somehow, because of the conditions, we have managed to whack it into P10 there. So we will be through to Q2. But don't expect me to replicate a 10th place in Q2, because that was purely because of the conditions. Has anyone gotten caught out by it? Both the Ferraris at the front. Valtteri 12th. Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton caught out by the weather conditions and will start P17 and P18. Valtteri gets lucky and gets through. Nick de Vries will start 19th, but Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton will be out of position at the start because they didn't gauge it right with the conditions. I did notice that there was a Red Bull and a Mercedes still in the garage whilst we were on that lap. They obviously were confident of getting through, didn't do another lap, and it's cost them. We need to go again now in Q2. Gasly's P13. If he beats me in quali, we absolutely must beat him in the race. Otherwise, we're going to lose that rivalry, and I really want the acclaim that comes with it. Please. I think we might have pipped Magnussen and came 15th, but I think that's as high as we were going to get there, and we have. We've pipped Magnussen, but we won't qualify ahead of Gasly, meaning we will have to beat him in the race to win the rivalry. He will edge ahead of me in the rivalry, meaning we are behind him heading into the race. Thankfully, he didn't improve yet further, so Gasly 13th only, us 15th, Lando 14th. We expected the McLarens to be slightly higher. The Renaults are performing well, though. The Renaults are performing very well. Thank you very much for the subscription, Desi. 2nd month in a row, my man. Thank you very much, mate.
Your take on it. How does
Decent.
weather change your strategy going into the race?
Fuel and tyre strategies go out the window, but my strategy is still to be the fastest out there. We'll try.
Did you feel that things went well for you today?
The stars aligned, certainly. We didn't expect to get into Q2.
What was the secret ingredient for your performance today?
Weather. I'll say power unit.
Appreciate your time.
No worries, Claire. Oh, Midget activated the Glasses of Destiny. I'll have to throw them on as well. We'll start the race with the Glasses of Destiny on. But rivalry breakdown. Pierre does edge slightly higher than me now. Really frustrating, but he had the edge on me in quali, as we expected the AlphaTauri to do. But we know that we can outperform AlphaTauri in the race if everything goes our way. And in different conditions, things will either go very much for us or very much against us. We will find out. Dry start, wet end. Time for the Belgian Grand Prix. Don't expect there's been that many penalties. A couple. We start P13. So, starting behind us, Daniel Ricciardo takes a massive penalty, as does Carlos Sainz. Ricciardo and Sainz both taking grid penalties. Max and Lewis starting behind us as well, obviously, as they qualified poorly. Let's have a look. What can we do race strategy-wise? It reckons just soft medium, but that is running the softs very, very, very low. But that's what we'll start with. We'll start on the mediums. We might end up not making too much progress at the beginning of the race, but towards the end of the race, we should be pretty decent. We'll give it a go. And hopefully this time I don't crash into turn 1 and have to flashback, but we'll wait and see. Gasly right in front of me. That's my rival. He's the one that I want to beat. I'd rather finish ahead of Gasly and not score points than finish behind Gasly and score points. Oh, that's not going to go well if I just put my nose up in there, is it? Oh, bit of wheel spin. Where's Sainz? He's on my left. He's behind me now. So we're P13. Sainz is going for it on my outside, though. Oh, my God. I'm going to have to get out of the throttle there. Jesus. Carlos Sainz. Really, really aggressive. Really aggressive. So back to where we originally qualified in P15. Hopefully, over the course of the first couple of laps, though, we can stay in touch with those in front.
Now for the rest of the race.
And get DRS when it arrives. Really having to use all my battery here to stay ahead of K-Mag. They should be quite slow into the chicane because there's so many of them, and we'll gain right back up. Like a train through here. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Sleepy. Hello, Daniel. Oh, hello, Carlos. Leave Sainz the racing room. He's still there. We hold position. That was good driving and good racing, but it has cost us so much time on Lando in front. Loads of time that's cost us on Lando Norris in front. There you go. If I can... Whoop, he says as he then wobbles. If I can take Eau Rouge without having a car alongside me, I'm not as bad. Bye, Daniel. I can't cope with that. I think it's safe to say the soft tyres are significantly quicker than the mediums as a race tyre. That Mercedes is quick. I'm not going to fight him too hard. If he goes for an overtake, I'm just going to let him have the position. We are obviously not racing Lewis Hamilton today. I just can't take Eau Rouge today for some reason. I have such little confidence in the car's ability to stick to the road that I just can't commit to it properly. Bye, Lewis. Rain in about 15 minutes would actually be pretty okay, you know. If the rain can hold off until everybody on softs has made their stop, then come, that'd be great.
Caution, caution.
Yellow flag up ahead.
Be aware, there's an incident in the next...
Renault's going slowly. A Renault is going slowly. Is Ricciardo going very slowly, putting off the track and retiring. Daniel Ricciardo has retired from the Grand Prix. I don't want it to rain until, like, lap 22. Rephrase, I don't want to have to pit for wet tyres until, like, lap 22. Oh, someone's gone in the pits. They've started to pit now for more soft tyres. That's what I need to happen. I need more drivers to start to pit now. Oh, Albon's out the session. Alexander Albon has retired. There he is, on the edge of the track there. His engine's gone bang because you can see the smoke. So we've passed Ocon in the pits and now a retired Albon. That's Ricciardo and Albon both out the Grand Prix now. And I need more drivers to start pitting for soft tyres, please.
I know these conditions are tough, but bear with it. I don't think the track is ready for intermediates yet.
I agree, Jeff, it's not. If they all manage to make their soft tyres last until the Inter stint, I'll be pissed. So far, by doing the strategy that we've done, the only driver it's worked on so far is Ocon. Car, what the fuck? I'm not even going fast. It's just everywhere. It's so bad. Did any of you guys have this much trouble with your car in the first season? Or did you all pick a Mercedes engine and were super quick anyway? I'm really regretting not taking the Mercedes engine at the start of the season, because we'd have had a much better year. It told me it was going to rain for 10 minutes and then the rain was going to go away and they're all now going in for intermediates. I'm so confused. It just told me to come in for softs. I'm so confused. It just said it was going to dry up though. I don't want to pit for inters if it's going to dry up. Doesn't make any sense. They're like, stay out if you've got the pace. It's going to dry up in 10 minutes. Come in for inters. Like, they're telling me 3 different fucking things. I guarantee you, De Vries tries to come in at the end of this straight and with me. Zero! Thank you very much for the subscription, man. 4 months for you. I do love Spa, but I'm getting fucked over by the game here. It's like, stay out, come in, put inters on, stay on dries. It's going to dry up, but it's raining. Like, what do you want me to do? They've not deactivated DRS. DRS is still active. So I've gone a lap too long on my mediums because I didn't know what was going on. I should have pit for inters the lap before. I've got no grip on these either. I don't understand how the AI is so fast. I've got no grip on dries, no grip on inters, but the AI are faster than me on both.
The tyre situation is an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got right now.
I don't fucking trust you, Jeff. I don't trust you as far as I could throw you. No idea what fucking tyre is the best one to be on. You told me to be on both tyres at the same fucking time. Well, I'll put dries on again, but Jeff and the entire team have been taking some sort of hardcore drugs. Because they keep telling me 3 or 4 different things. With weather, with tyres, with speed, with whether we're on the right tyre or on the wrong tyre. It's going to rain, it's not going to rain. We're in the crossover, we're not sure. I just do not know. The weather forecast was so off. The weather forecast said it was going to be dry start, overcast in the middle, and wet at the end. It's turned out to be dry at the start, wet 30% of the way in, then dry halfway through. So I might well catch those in front, but I'm going to have to pit again, and they're going to make, unless it rains again, they're going to be able to make those mediums last the entire length of the race. I've just been screwed left, right and centre by the strategy today. Absolutely screwed.
Expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now. Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
It's going to rain again. It's going to rain again. The weather report at the beginning of the race just lied to me. I'd have started on softs.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
What? Well, pitting for the 4th time? Question mark. 4th time? 3rd time? 4th time, I think. No idea. Genuinely no idea. The sun is bright sunshine.
Expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Apparently it's going to rain again, so Christ knows what's going to happen. But we are currently P18. We're clearly a lot faster than our teammate, though. That just shows that it's the car. It's not necessarily me. Like, if my teammate is also really struggling, then the car is just awful. I'm actually going to wait because I just want I want DRS on the next 2 segments. Reese takes Russell. God, George is slow there. If we're this bad, imagine what it's like to be in a Haas or a Williams.
The car behind is 9.7 seconds.
Imagine what it's like to be Latifi right now, or Grosjean. This has been a miserable afternoon. And we're still so much faster than a couple of the other teams. Oh, George has gone in the pits anyway. Okay, so Russell's in the pits. Look at the speed difference. That's mad. And we're past the teammate and back up to 16th. But look at the gap to Giovinazzi, man. 26 seconds. Jeez. I think it's become quite obvious that there are 3 really bad teams, or 3 really bad cars on this grid. The Williams, the Haas, and the Chesnoid Racing. And it has become painfully obvious that we are a long way off the rest of the midfield. But we are definitely, rather than being best of the rest, as you would say you were if you were coming behind the Ferrari, the Red Bull, and the Mercedes, as a driver, we're best of the worst. Just so happens that the rest of the grid are that much quicker than us. As a car, as a package. I can't even stay in a straight bloody line.
Nick is coming in for his stop.
We pit again for Inters with 3 laps to go. The gap to Giovinazzi is plummeting. He's on his way back to the pits. I don't think it's going to close by enough. It's definitely not going to close by enough for us to catch him in the pits, but the gap is going to be significantly lessened. Giovinazzi's pit has been so slow that we've taken him. Ocon is still out on mediums. I swear Ocon pit. Ocon was in the pits. Ocon and Raikkonen pit again and have gone to another set of dry tyres. Some have come in for Inters, like Giovinazzi, like me, like De Vries, like Grosjean. And some have pit again for more dries. They pit again for another set of dries, and now look how slow they are. That's the race leader Leclerc. They're going to have to pit again. Inexplicable decision by the... Honestly, everyone's... It's not just our engineer that's let us down in this race.
The car ahead is coming to fit the mediums. Car ahead, now running medium tires.
Raikkonen and Ocon have been in, pit for mediums, and are now going to have to either lose loads of positions and creep round for another lap, or pit again.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
So we're past Ocon now. Checo's in the pits. Raikkonen is continuing on. With 1 lap to go, Raikkonen is saying, fuck it. I am not going to pit for a set of intermediates. I'm going to try and hold on to the 25-second lead I've got. Well, Kimi, let's see what you've got in the tank. We were 14 seconds plus faster than him on that lap, but the Kimster is going to hold on. So somehow, we finished where we started.
All right, race over. Take care
I
of the car on
don't
the way in.
have any idea. I don't have any idea what that race was. Lewis gets driver of the day. Charles Leclerc wins the Grand Prix.
What a great race then, and what a magnificent
That was one of the most peculiar Grand Prix that I've ever been involved in. Charles Leclerc, Seb second, and Lewis third, Bottas third. Oh, of course, Lewis and Max were further down the grid, weren't they? Lewis and Max were further down the grid. So Lewis managed to recover to 4th, 18th to 4th. What a drive. Our fastest lap was better than Pierre. So we might have leveled the rivalry. We might have drawn the rivalry.
Really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy.
I did not make that look even remotely easy.
All expectations. What's your secret?
That would be telling. The car is wank,
How did your
for lack
team
of a better
respond to
phrase.
poor conditions today?
I'll say the sun wasn't shining, but they were. The team were good. The team weren't good.
Things are really heating up between you and your rival, aren't they?
Close rivalry is what sport is all about. I've no idea if we actually won that rivalry yet.
A few times were you struggling for grip?
I was struggling for grip, but I'll just say I'm not sure what happened because I don't want to ruin the morale of my team.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Now, did we draw the rivalry with Pierre or did we win the rivalry with Pierre? We're going to lose it by 1. We're going to lose it by 1. Because Pierre outqualified me in Spa, he wins the rivalry. Fair play. Fair play. He has been quicker than me on the majority of occasions. As a team, though, we're up to level 11, which is great. We do get some money in. We didn't get the fastest lap in any session or get any points, unfortunately. But
This week's income from the sponsors has cleared, and we're making good profit against our running costs.
That's good, isn't it? Well, we've only got 2 days between now and the Italian Grand Prix, so I could improve Nick De Vries's ability. I could improve team. Actually, when do I get another level 20? We're not going to get that for ages. I could improve team acclaim, chassis morale, or driver awareness. I'm going to go for chassis morale to try and ensure that that passes. And then I've got 3.5 million. I might upgrade here, you know. Fitness Center and Analytics Suite. I might do both of those. And then if I go here and go driver perks.
You can buy perks to become a better driver, both on and off the track. The second driver will buy theirs with the fee they negotiate over their base salary, but you can buy your own with the team's cash. One of the benefits of being the boss.
Resource point income will be boosted by 25%. Gimme. Absolutely need that. We need to boost our income with regards resource points by as much as possible because the car is not good enough and it desperately needs improving and needs some extra investment. We've got 788 resource points, which means I should be able, I don't want to do that, I should be able to do, oh no, I need 1175 for that. I need 1175. I can do the front wing cascades and I can do the barge boards, but I'm going to save to do the weight distribution because the chassis desperately needs improving. The chassis really needs to improve, and soon. Powertrain wise, we're slow, but we are getting some upgrades soon. Aero wise, we're decent supposedly. Chassis wise, we're not that good. And I could really do with that weight reduction. Not weight reduction, weight distribution. Because the car feels really unbalanced a lot of the time. So if I sort the distribution first before I then continue to try and do the weight reduction, then hopefully we will have a more balanced car moving forward. But that will have to wait until after we have done practice for the Italian Grand Prix. So we're waiting on the engine power, which will be ready by the end of September, and the rear downforce, which will be ready by the 9th of September, which will be after this Grand Prix. So we will go to the race weekend in Italy. Will have some resource points to spend on the chassis after we've done the practice programs. But for this episode on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. I'm not sure how I'm going to edit that because that was the most peculiar Grand Prix of all time. So drop the video a like if you enjoyed. There will be F1 content again soon. As I say, I'm on holiday as you see this. So for the next few days, there might not be any F1, but it will return. The streams will return when I get back on the 10th or 11th of August. So I shall see you soon. And FIFA videos will be every other day until then as well. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.